When Bob Iger was still CEO back in the day, he kind of pioneered and spearheaded and brought about Disney Plus. And before he left as CEO, they launched Disney Plus to a lot of success when they launched the whole thing. And it was going to be a very key piece of the overall Disney puzzle moving forward into a new era. Then Bob Iger made the biggest mistake of his CEO career when he named Bob Chapek to be his successor. And a choice that on paper looked good. It did. I was all for it. But then Bob Chapek came in and basically tore up everything Bob Iger had built. He destroyed the reputation of the CEO with the creative talent in the company. Obviously, all the stuff that he did with Pixar, they got all the Pixar employees completely pissed off. The whole nonsense that went on with Scarlett Johansson. He also then took all the creative power away from the creative people like Kevin Feige and others, created a new layer of middle management being run by a banker who would be the sole decision maker about what projects would get made and where those projects would go, all that kind of stuff. But one of the biggest things that Chapek did was decide that Disney Plus is not just a big piece of the Disney puzzle. It's going to be the sails, the wheel, the rudder, everything. Disney Plus was our number one priority above everything else. And that led to a lot of problems. From overproducing too much content to pissing off filmmakers and all this kind of stuff. Now, we've seen since Bob Iger came back, he reinstituted the power to the creative people. He removed the middle layers of management. And now it's kind of official, even though we've seen the signs. But the big outlets are now reporting Disney has signaled a major change in their direction. This comes to us from The Wrap, who wrote the following. Moana 2 was originally announced in 2020 under the short-lived CEO Bob Chapek as a streaming series exclusive to Disney+. But this change, Bob Iger deciding to take Moana 2 and make it a theatrical film, underscores a shifting strategy by Disney and other studios to move films previously planned for streaming to the big screen, in part to calm jittery investors nervous about the thin pipeline of tentpole movies after the Hollywood strikes. Now, these articles that go on when you go in and read them, that Disney has been basically putting out the signals that, listen, Disney Plus is still going to be an important part of what we do. Absolutely. But we need it to go back to what it was originally intended to be. The go-to place for people, fans, and families to have your main depository of all the Disney catalogs. Everything Marvel, everything Disney Animation, everything Pixar, everything Star Wars, all the classics, all there, right? And it's still going to be an important piece, and we will make originals for it. But remember back in 2018 when we were putting out billion-dollar film after billion-dollar film after billion-dollar film, and then we would think about putting it somewhere. Disney's now signaling we need to get back to that. We are, at least in the entertainment division, we are first and foremost a theatrical movie release company. And they haven't been that for a couple of years. And for them to come back and say, I mean, obviously parks is separate, experiences different, but from the entertainment division, we are no longer first and foremost a streaming company. We are first and foremost a theatrical film company. And I think this is an important distinction to make. Because Rob, for a long time, you and I have said, like, this is the approach and the philosophy that makes sense. Because if you want a successful streaming service and you want a movie to do great on streaming, you put it in movie theaters first. It's been proven over and over again. And Rob, we've been seeing Warner Brothers adjusting course to go back to theatrical priority. We're now seeing Disney course correcting to going back to theatrical priority. We've been hearing overtones from Netflix about looking more into the theatrical experience. Anyway, we're hearing this coming out of Disney right now. Right move, wrong move. What are the repercussions of this? How do you see this?
Wow, I mean, what a surprise. The movie business is going back to the movie business.
Go figure.
I mean, look, I don't know how many times. Look at the movies that last year, movies that were going to be streamers that ended up going theatrical, whether it was a low-budget movie like Barbarian, whether it was Evil Dead Rise, whether it was now most recently Mean Girls. The Mean Girls musical was supposed to be a streaming-only movie, cut to $100 million already at the global box office. I mean, it's like, what more do you need to know? It's so strange to me that, again, a core business tries to do some shifting, and I get it, John. I get it. Movie studios did not have a guaranteed cash revenue stream coming in on a monthly basis that they could count on. Streaming money they can count on. But they took that for granted. They didn't think to themselves, sure, you can count on it, but you also have to maintain your core business, which is theatrical releases that are given extra added value by being theatrical releases, which generates interest in your streaming service. The anticipation of seeing things on streaming is going to be from people that aren't going to the movie theaters anyway. People love going to the movie theaters to see big experiential events, like you pointed out, hence Barbenheimer, hence Dune 2 this weekend, hence Anyone But You, Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell, almost $200 million globally. Who would have thought that would have happened? No one.
By the way, want to point this out too. Bob Iger, who has done a masterful job since coming back. I mean, take a look at this. This is the stock price. See where I've got the line there, right there, November 2023. That's where Bob Iger returned as CEO. Look at the stock price since he's come back. I mean, because the investors are now understanding what the plan is. Everybody feels like the adults are in charge again of the schoolyard. It's pretty good. They're making all the right moves. Will it result in good results? I always tell people, Rob, when a major shift like this happens, you're not actually going to see or feel the results for a year and a half or 2 years. And other than stock price, which has been very positive, we're not going to really feel the effects of all the new changes Bob Iger has brought into a thing until some of the movies that because the Marvels had nothing to do with Bob Iger and his leadership. All that kind of stuff. We're still a little ways out, and we'll see what happens. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this video, Mint Mobile. On average, it takes about 30 days for a person to break their New Year's resolution. So if saving money was on your 2024 list, your odds aren't looking that great. Luckily, I have a 100% guaranteed way to save you money this year. Just switch to Mint Mobile. For a limited time, wireless plans from Mint Mobile are $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan. That's unlimited talk, text, and data for $15 a month. I've told you guys many times that after switching to Mint Mobile, I am spending less than a third on my cell bill than I used to with a major carrier. Say goodbye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected overages. All Mint plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. And don't worry about having to change phones or numbers. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts. So guys, to get this new customer offer and your new 3-month unlimited wireless plan for just $15 a month, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bills to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about the fact that Disney is now reshaping themselves back to what they originally were? Theatrical first. That's our priority. Streaming's been downgraded a bit. I think it's the right move, and ultimately it's going to be what's best for Disney Plus. I think this is actually going to make Disney Plus more successful. But anyway, we'll see if that actually works out or not. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.